Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome to Marvel's Midnight Suns. This is a Marvel Comics property game from Firaxis, the people who make XCOM. And I've been waiting for this with some, let's say, moderate excitement for some time now. The history of Marvel video games is not 100% bangers, to put it gently, but Firaxis does good work. I trust them. And as such, I have not really learned a lot about what's going on in this game beforehand, except for the fact that Ghost Rider is in it, which makes me very happy. So I don't really have any prep for you. Let's just go ahead and find out what it is together, shall we? Alright, so we're probably going to want to turn the difficulty up a little bit here. Oh, I'm not allowed to turn the difficulty up. Okay, apparently you must beat stuff to get... Alright, fine. This is interesting. This has a feel of... This almost has like a roguelite feel to it, right? Like difficulties that unlock with bonus progression stuff tied to them and this number of difficulties. Maybe it's a very short game or... I don't know. Yeah, let's do it like this. Launch the campaign. So one other thing I know about this game is that we are going to get to create our own character. I'm very interested to see what sorts of power sets they have available. And I know that the idea here is that there's a ton of Marvel characters in this, that it's not just the super popular ones, it's not just the Avengers. I'm fingers crossed for my girl Marrow, that's all I'm saying.
You know how much I hate this hocus-pocus nonsense, Faustus. Now you want to tell me just what the hell is so important?
Sleeping Mother, Sacred Harbinger, awaken and reclaim what is yours. You who rise with the moon in darkness, who prepares the path for the midnight sun. Turn your merciless eyes upon us, and arise!
Nice show, Doc. Next time, call Zemo. Better yet, I'll just shoot you and save us all the trouble.
This is pretty classic bad guy stuff. I feel like it always goes this way. They never learn. My level of comics knowledge I would describe as like middling. I've been reading comics off and on since like Maximum Carnage, but like I don't know who Dr. Faustus is. I'm gonna miss some of these deep cuts.
I can feel it, Rox. Trouble in the air. More innocent blood joining you soon. Head back to your magic castle. You ain't welcome here.
It's called a sanctum. And welcome or not, this is where fate has determined the Sorcerer Supreme needs to be.
Tell fate. Answers no.
This is the secret guardian you dragged me 5,000 miles to meet?
Who's the mouth?
Mr. Stark is brash, but I assure you, he can be trusted.
Wait, you seriously don't know who I am?
The fabric of magic is shifting, Johnny. The prophecy of the Midnight Sun is upon us.
Your last crusade cost me plenty. This time I intend to look after my own.
Hey, pal, I don't think you understand. Things are changing. 2 + 2 no longer equals 4. Up is sometimes down, and strange here is actually starting to make sense.
Do I look like someone who gives a damn about any of that?
No, you look like you should be bouncing for the double deuce. Listen, all I know is hell's coming, and my pal here says you can help.
That's where you're wrong. Hell's not coming. It's already here. You're welcome, Robo-Man.
Iron Man?
Okay. I'm not loving these, like, title treatments, but
Okay.
that's funny.
Fine. I know what he meant.
The thing is, I feel like it would be...
The old man runs
Hold
off
on.
with that precious page of yours. Could have at least left us some VIP passes for the carnival. Maybe blown up a few monsters on the way out.
Johnny Blaze has sacrificed a great deal for this world already. I am certain he will come around given time.
Thought you said time was the one thing we didn't have. All right, let's just wrap this up. I think I've got sand in my nanopolymer weave.
All right, so a couple of thoughts already. First of all, Firaxis, in my opinion, has a real reputation for everybody in their games just being so goddamn chatty. Just 17 lines of dialogue when 2 lines of dialogue would do just fine. I sense this is going to be a problem here already. Number 2, kind of heavy on the lazy tropey stuff so far. We'll see if it gets better. Number 3, the little character title treatments, like, why are they not doing the logo versions of the names, right? That, first of all, is just like a way more stylish and visually interesting thing to do. And secondly, that would really call back to the way these characters are often presented in the comics. You know, when a character enters a storyline for the first time and the bystander shouts, "It's, you know, multiple man," you often get like the fancy front cover logo version of the name and the dialogue balloon. It just feels like that is the thing they should be doing here. Plus, I would really like to see a fancy drawn up version of Robo-Man as a logo. All right, so this is card-based for some reason. There are 3 main types of cards: attacks, skills, and heroics. Playing a card costs 1 card play. That's a horrible name for that resource. Even if it is, like, accurate, it's just so clumsy. Select a card to activate it. Select a target to confirm the ability. Each turn, you play 3 cards. Attack cards damage enemies and gain you heroism. They all grant 1 heroism when used. They also may have added effects, so the 5 is the damage. Alright, I love to blast a zombie? Question mark? Some kind of thing. So we've got a little, like, targeting circle here. Maybe if these things were close enough, I'd be able to hit more than one of them. And it looks like some of them will cause Iron Man to move when I fire them. Seems fine. It is chugging a little bit. I do appreciate the fucking Mortal Kombat announcer, though.
Sure, why not?
Interesting tactic.
Am I really gonna have to bring out the big guns for this?
No, why? Heroic cards are powerful and decisive, but playing them requires heroism. Yeah, okay. Damage every enemy by 5. Sure. Can I turn the camera? Whoa, okay. Yes, it's very sensitive.
I'm saving my energy. Oh, that? It was nothing.
So it seems like every time a new effect is used, it's just gonna chug a little bit. All right, press X to finish turn. It does feel like okay, I have to hold X to finish turn.
It appears they bolstered their forces.
Okay, these ones are standing a little bit closer together. There are 2 types of enemies: minions and elites. Minions have no health. Any damage defeats them instantly. Elites have actual health totals. Okay.
That suit may be a marvel of technology, but it's no match for the mystic arts. Allow me to demonstrate.
So this doesn't do any damage by default.
Then you take the extra creepy one.
Gladly.
Okay, we get to aim the knockback. That's a neat effect. So, can I aim it enough to make this guy? No. We want to target you then.
This won't end well for you.
Fair enough.
That kind of thing is cool. I can see that being useful. So heroism is not it's not an effect that is built up on a single character.
It's done any way we know how.
Heroism is a party level resource.
Hey, it worked, didn't it?
Okay, who wants to get massively overkilled? Probably the guy who's really close to us.
By the will. I truly doubt they're paying you enough for what's about to happen.
So that definitely made the being too close to them problem worse.
Really, I'm flattered, but save some for the others.
This is not good banter.
Throwing bodies at the problem.
It appears that I'm their central focus.
Hero icons appear above each enemy, showing who they intend to attack. Okay.
Now that I have their attention, perhaps a blessing is in order.
Doctor Strange does, in fact, have their
Give
attention.
you a hand, or a shield in this case.
In the spirit of cooperation, I'll accept your offer. Just this once.
Is that good? Because he is kind of outside the area. Okay.
Prepare yourselves.
Sufficient.
Love the effort.
Now we can knock this one back into that rock, I suppose, but it's not going to kill him. I mean, we know we're going to do this. Okay, skill cards. Do not generally deal damage. Provide more heroism. You can see the heroism modifier in the bottom left there. Based on what we've seen so far, it seems like 20 is going to be definitely sufficient to hold out here. So I guess I'd rather just Winds of Watum this guy because we can kill him.
Let's try this.
I like that effect already.
I hope you realize that in time.
Doing an awful lot of talking to these things that are clearly not sapient. But that Winds of Watum effect is really fun to use already, and I can't see that really changing.
We haven't quite broken their spirit yet.
It's a fun basic ability design that encourages you to like pay attention to your surroundings.
I think we pissed them off. Got a spell for that, maybe?
Yeah, let's just
Interesting. Well,
open up here.
lines of the psionic manipulations of Eros of Titan.
If you can't make it happen in the next 10 seconds, I'm not interested.
The characters cannot be silenced. There is no way to make them shut up, even through each other's abilities. So can I... No, I can't. We don't quite relocate far enough. I wish I had a little bit more control over the character's movement, because I would love to like just move Doctor Strange to here so that I could kill those two. I can probably just bounce you off of something. I cannot. Rough. Okay, how about this? Does that tombstone work?
Follow my You've been deceived by Lilith, and it may very well cost you your life.
This shouldn't take long.
I like the terrain shattering as we're slamming the enemies into it. That's
Okay, maybe a little personal.
that's nice. Many objects on the battlefield can be used with environment attacks, which cost heroism but do not use a card play. These free attacks are very useful. Okay.
And while you ponder arrows, maybe we should just try throwing a big rock at him?
I do like throw a big rock at them. That feels like a legitimate strategy.
Here we go.
It's interesting that they've chosen to make. I wonder if it's often going to be the case that there are that there are single heroism environmental objects around. Because like chaining 4 of these attacks feels a little silly. Okay, nothing I can do about you, but you are very far away from your intended target. Here's a question. Will you change targets? Nope, you just get there. Maybe distance doesn't actually matter. You know, except insofar as maneuvering the enemies to be able to
Greater numbers to defeat me.
be able to be knocked into each other and stuff.
Good. I might have told Pepper I was just stepping outside the restaurant.
I'm the one who's still single.
I wonder if these like accolades that we're earning are actually worth resources.
If I'm being honest, that encounter went better than I expected.
Tony, I've been noticing a recurring gamma spike.
You see, this is why you shouldn't eat spicy food, Bruce.
Localized in the West Village, converging on the Sanctum.
Wanda.
The collective works of the universe's greatest sorcerers, and he left them underneath the takeout menus.
Shifting mystical polarities are wreaking havoc on my portals.
You don't say. You okay, kid?
Yes. Are you?
Let's, put a pin in that. Carol.
Bruce and I have been trying to reach you. He'd have come himself, but he's...
You did the big green guy proud.
I really should up my homeowner's insurance. Miss Maximoff, the wards of protection, if you please.
Stephen, I can fight. I've got control now.
Then show me by activating the wards. In the meantime, in honor of our missing companion, the rest of you may feel free to smash away.
We're just gonna maintain hope that the writing's gonna get there.
Odds still aren't in your favor.
Nice one, Carol. Always the direct approach.
You know I don't mess around. Besides, we picked up some crazy gamma readings coming from, well, here. Guessing that explains the Hydra goons and ominous green lights.
Yes, but not why you failed to use the
We'll discuss proper hero landing etiquette after we take down the bad guys.
So much chatter. So I'm assuming we'll be able to just drop this dude. Yeah, 10 is...
Watch closely.
Is there a way to control... Okay, so yeah, if I click on people, I can select them. I'm assuming that allows me to control who is using an environmental attack, which might be relevant for repositioning reasons. So I'm not going to be able to drop either of you. Well, whatever, just...
So that's how that works.
Okay, use redraw to replace undesirable cards in your hand. I was just about to start musing aloud about stuff like this. Okay, so new card draw is random. Do I have a deck, though? Or, like, where... I wish I knew what I was drawing from. Only have 2 heroism available because they assume you didn't see the rock, I guess? Very weird. Okay, punch a dude instead. Punch a dude is fine.
Not a problem. I hope you learned your lesson.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a good idea, kid. How did all these dudes get in here anyway? I would imagine that you're
Just a report.
Okay, there is an actual move command. Select any location. Okay. Pretty straightforward. You have 1 free move. So it says 1 free move, implying that you can move more than that for cost, but it does not, like, clarify exactly how that would work. That's fine. Somebody should kick this couch at people. Sure, seems good. Do you have any particular feelings about this? It's going to be Carol. Carol, go kick a couch at some guys. I like that it actually was showing the cone for the nearby effect. I didn't slow down enough to look at it, but... Okay, it wants me to choose a side to approach from rather than the... rather than to target it directly. There we go. Can I get the edge of this dude as well? No, I have to give up one of them. All right.
Ready up.
Up to 5 cards will be drawn to fill your hand each turn.
Oh, but Davenport was at least a century old.
So yeah, like presumably I have draw the last 2 attacks played and get an extra card play for next turn. Seems pretty okay. But also, what if I just killed them? Right? So, okay, I'm at 0 moves. Is it the case that I cannot move even if I, like... No, you can't, like, spend a card play as a move or anything. Well, shit, I should have moved Strange. Given the angle here, can I... Yes.
Let me show you the way.
That was something.
And then we just murder everybody.
Hope Hydra has good insurance.
Watch this. At least Hydra Green is iconic. If you're a low-rent mercenary.
They've done a good job with like the visual and audio effects on the attacks. Like her punches feel appropriately powerful.
Reinforcements on approach.
Still waiting for them to try something.
These guys just keep showing up.
It does feel like there should be supplies that,
In any event,
or
must provide Wanda the time she needs to activate the wards of protection.
not supplies, but defenses, you know, such that this cannot happen. Bouncing dudes off of each other is probably going to remain fun the entire game. So we can set up a line for the photon beam, which I guess we may as well. Double current heroism seems like not maybe the most useful play in the universe. So if I, like, can I select a thing to... No. I'm trying to make sure that I'm actually going to be able to target multiple enemies here. Is the line... Yes, it is infinite in length.
Love the effort.
And then I guess if I'm not gonna be able to down both these guys right now anyway. Maybe we do just play Agamotto's Gaze.
Let's give it a go. This should aid me in my fight.
I have no idea what the value of
Think I'm a smart guy.
health resources and stuff is beyond.
Does it seem like this should be easier?
I've punched through Skrull Star Cruisers that went down faster. Something
Yes, Hydra has clearly raised their game. Suspicion as to how.
I like the idea of everybody else having like a very mundane, boring conversation while Carol just punches everything in the room to death.
Impressive.
So yeah, we have no idea if HP is meaningful beyond the bounds of a single combat, if you always go back to full health between battles, or...
The wards. Something's blocking them.
Not something. Someone.
Gozer?
Lilith. Mother of demons, harbinger of the midnight sun. Prophecy or not, you overstep. Challenging the Sorcerer Supreme.
Be silent.
Be still.
What just happened?
Ow! Be gone.
No!
A fellow daughter of Transia. You remind me of my own beloved.
In virtute vishanti! Well done, Miss Maximoff. Your unique energy surprised her.
Whoa! I'm fine. What? I'm fine.
The prophecy is in motion. Lilith is still out there growing stronger each second the midnight sun approaches.
Define stronger.
If we are to have any chance of stopping her, there is only one option left to us.
I won't go back there.
We all must eventually face our demons, Miss Maximoff. However, one of us should remain behind to maintain the wards of protection.
See you on the other side.
I wonder why they chose to go for sort of like a realistic graphic style. Because like the models are not particularly great, right? You're not seeing the game from a perspective where the models being great would be of much benefit. So, it's reasonable for them not to put a ton of work into that. They look fine, but not like particularly, not spectacular. But like I know there are movies with live action people in them, but these are comic book characters at heart. This would have been a good opportunity to go for a more illustrated art style where like level of detail per character was not a terribly important thing, or I don't know, just seems like a strange choice to me.
Okay, you did that one on purpose.
The fabric of magic is unwinding. We are fortunate to be here at all.
And where is here, exactly?
Salem, Massachusetts. Well, a pocket dimension in Salem, Massachusetts.
Oh, suburbs. Nice.
Welcome to the Abbey. Home of the
Midnight Sun.
What the hell is this? Lilith's Junior Demon League?
Wait, it's that jerk from TV. Which one?
Now, if everyone would just take a moment.
Enough!
You're standing on my flowers.
Oh, been a long time, Sarah.
It's caretaker now.
If I could have avoided this moment, I would, but...
Oh, spare me the speech. I know Lilith's back. We're sisters after all.
Guess we're suddenly invisible now.
Shall we chat, Stephen?
No one can argue that the Hunter earned their rest in the first battle against Lilith. I only hope they are up for the task once more.
You wizards always make everything sound so lofty. I raised my sister's only child as a weapon against her.
And saved the world in the process.
Now you want me to dig them up and ask them to do it again.
I did not write the prophecy, Sarah. Besides, I am no common grave robber. We are simply reuniting their ethereal essence with their corporal form. Speaking of, it would help to have a mental image for the procedure. Spare no detail. Spiritual identity theft is no laughing matter.
Okay, this is us. Select your body type. Wow, what a variety. Some say I am a daughter of Transia myself, so. We are not going to be able to see this almost all of the time, right? If I'm honest, if we're doing a little bit of like personal representation here, if I'm inhabiting, I am extremely pale on account of I don't go outside ever. So, what is the most extremely palest? Don't judge me. Outside is where bears live. Why would I? Who would do that? This is really. I'm a crazy comic book character. These are my. Okay. I'm just saying they could let you like play with it a little bit, right? Especially if we're supposed to be a daughter of a. I don't know Lilith's deal. She seems demonic. She seems pretty wild. I feel like there's room. There's room for something. Wow. Wow, that's so much hair. Just seems like a real liability in combat, you know? That's not bad. We are going to take a moment here and go through all of this, because we're going to be looking at the... I guess this is probably important. We're going to be looking at the back of this character's head a lot, is my guess. Well, we're going to be in cinematics and stuff, too. Ooh, I do... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Listen, there's a little bit of me and then a little bit of aspiration. I like the red. Then we can adjust our eyebrow color independently, as though that's a thing you're ever going to notice. They do let you have facial hair, even if you have picked a traditionally visibly feminine frame, which I do appreciate.
Child of light and darkness, you who tame the night, hear the voice of those who beseech thee and...
The collar! Wait! Wait!
Mother. So, that's a good thing, right?
As far as resurrection spells are concerned, I've seen worse. Particularly on myself.
Tony, come on. It's perfectly safe.
That thing wakes up and takes a bite out of you. Don't blame me.
Visiting hours are over.
You can't stay here forever.
There's nowhere else I should be.
Just saw that Stark guy poking around behind the mirror table.
Find me as soon as they awaken. And Blade, be nice.
Always am.
He is famous for it. I'm just saying, he's a pretty sanguine dude, you know?
So cold, but the air burns with every breath. Has it been so long? I know this place. In my dreams, it was always empty. But now I sense I am not alone.
Have to admit, Hunter, you make one hell of an entrance. Guess that makes two of us.
You should have struck when you had the chance, vampire. You will not live to regret your error.
Cute, and Caretaker told me to be nice. Relax, Slayer. I'm a friend. You just don't know it yet.
Yes. I saw you with Sarah before. But what would she want with a vampire? Unless...
The name's Blade, and I'm no ordinary vampire. I get you've been out of commission, but I thought you noticed since we're having this little showdown under the freaking sun.
A dampier? Daywalkers were a myth even to me.
Says the half-human, half-demon monster hunter.
Oh, man. Dialogue trees too, huh? I'm not excited about the prospect of there being a huge amount of dialogue stuff, given the quality of the writing and performances so far. But, you know, it's the beginning's tough. Maybe maybe it will sharpen up. Okay, that doesn't explain anything about you, though.
I do. And I must admit, I am curious. Tell me, Daywalker, how did you come to be?
Long story, and it's still not over. We managed not to kill each other for a while, and maybe I'll tell you one day.
I accept your challenge.
Right. As much as I'd love to see how much weirder this conversation can go, we should probably get moving.
Agreed. The prophecy is in motion. I can feel it. We have wasted too much time here already.
Man, the others are really gonna love you.
Others?
Yeah, you've got a little fan club, I think. But why spoil the surprise? Hope you're up for the challenge, chosen one.
Oh, I'm gonna like open world move around here. Okay. Weird decision. This is, I mean, Firaxis is, I guess, stretching their legs a little bit. Can I jump? I can't jump. And I can't just interact with whatever I want. I mean, we're still like deep tutorial, right? 0 arcane keys. The writing so far has been very like, it's very much like somebody picked up a book of like how to write for quippy comic book characters 101 and just copied a bunch of lines out of it and then inserted them into the script without making sure that they actually like make sense or refer to things that are happening in the scene. Like Blade saying, well, I'd love to see how much weirder this conversation can get, when nothing about the conversation has been weird, even from our perspective so far, and certainly not from his perspective as a daywalker who must have to have this conversation with people all the time. Or him saying, oh yeah, the others are going to love you when nothing particularly interesting or noteworthy has happened so far. It's just like, there's a vague sense of like, these are the kinds of things that comic book characters say to each other, right? Sometimes.
Hold up, did I miss something? Or did Nico just raise the dead?
I definitely helped, but no, that's the one thing I can't do.
You were never able to raise the dead.
Huh? But she just did.
Maybe the hunter wasn't all dead.
Some part of them had to be alive, otherwise my spell wouldn't have done anything.
Sure, just mostly dead. We've all seen the movie.
I guess.
Sounds like a reach to me.
So I don't know a ton about where Nico Minoru is in current comics continuity. I really loved Runaways. I only read the first run of it, but
either way, wouldn't count on that working again.
Yes, we know.
Just trying to help.
How? By keeping an eye on things out here while the big wigs decide the fate of the world inside?
Someone has to babysit the kiddie table.
Babysitting or not, you realize they still have you out here with the kiddies, right?
Oof, ouch.
Hunter. Not sure if you remember me, but we met briefly before. I'm
the witch who called me back from the grave.
Told ya.
Or Nico, but either works. And this is
Robbie Reyes. Oh man, never thought I'd be standing next to you. Got quite a rep. I mean, caretakers told us stories.
That's Ileana.
Привет.
And I think you already met Blade.
Of course. Caretaker has reformed the Midnight Suns.
Whoa, how did you?
Your power. I can feel it. I always do.
So, welcome home. I guess
I never left.
Right. Well, we can fast forward through the tour then. The Abbey is still, well, you know, the Abbey. Basic stuff. Dorms, war room, library, a few places to chill, and, whatever the hell the Forge is. Have to say, for a haunted transient castle raised on the cursed grounds of Old Salem, it's pretty cozy. Of course, that doesn't stop us from adding some improvements. We can all thank Robbie for the Wi-Fi. Oh, and one more thing. We've got some new house guests now. You think we're a fun bunch, just wait until you meet them. Speaking of, we're here.
Yeah, okay. Spend 10 minutes in this place alone, Bruce, then see. Oh, gotta go. Show's about to begin.
There isn't time for a refresher, much less that sort of training regime. You'll have to trust that the Hunter's past experience is enough. Prophecies be damned. It's good to see that face again. You look like it was yesterday.
And you look older. How long was I in that crypt, Sarah?
No more than a few centuries. You were missed.
Centuries? And what of Lilith?
Fallen by your hand. Until now.
Yeah, so speaking of Lilith.
Tony?
What? The kid's literally speaking of Lilith.
Tony.
That's my name.
Tony. That's Carol and Dr. Spooky over there. Here to help.
Help with what, exactly?
Oh, I don't know. Throwing the magic amulet into the volcano? Smiting the Dragon Mother? You tell us, kid. You are the chosen one, after all.
Do you recall anything of that last encounter, child?
There was a voice. The rest is hazy.
Oh, a voice. That's it? A voice? That's what we have to go on?
Results of your long crypt sleep, most likely.
A minor inconvenience. Everything required to restore those memories is contained within my sanctum. I will simply alert Wanda to prepare the necessary rituals.
What? Straight to voicemail?
Some sorcerer supreme.
Must be mystical interference caused by this little pocket dimension of yours.
Perhaps Agatha can help.
Allow me. Alato.
Whoa, what kind of network you running there?
The all-seeing eye of Ereshkigal who judges. Bound to enchanted Babylonian soul glass.
We just call it the mirror table.
Wanda! The dark force, pushing against the wards. Stephen, where are you?
That's impossible. Nothing on Earth could possibly affect those wards.
Wanda's in trouble.
Wanda is trouble.
I'll go.
You'll need my help, of course.
Then let us make haste, Dr. Spooky. Our hunt begins now.
I might want to turn down the graphics quality just a tiny bit while recording because it is really chugging on the effects loading here.
With everything going on right now, we simply cannot afford to lose contact with the Sanctum or Wanda.
Oh gosh, is this going to be a game with a bunch of like marginally different qualities of loot? I'm not sure that. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, so we got to get back here. The wards cannot... Nothing could possibly be wrong with the wards, ignoring the fact that, like, a bunch of dudes off the street, just, like, temporary hires from Hydra walked in earlier.
Bouncing off each other like an old...
We probably will not stop and listen to all of the background conversations, for various reasons. Whoa, camera. All right, you know what? Let's just adjust a thing or two really quickly here. Settings, options. You know, maybe it's not even really related to the graphical quality because it's having a hell of a time loading the options menu. But what if we just took things down to high? Let's see if this makes a difference. Because I would love it if it was less jerky. It is really having a lot of trouble running this menu, though. You know, this is like a hot release day code. It's fresh off the presses. Can we... Oh, boy. Mayhap trying to fix this right now was a mistake. Well, all right. I might, There we go. Never mind. I was going to say I might just force quit and bring y'all back in once I've fixed it, but I guess it's good now.
Simply erase that timeline so as not to affect
It does not actually seem to have affected the jerkiness.
I am quite efficient with my future and past selves in that regard. Are you ready? The prophecy of the Midnight Sun does not linger, and neither should we. Lilith possesses the Darkhold. If she forced her way into my Sanctum Sanctorum once, I suspect she can do it again.
You are a sorcerer supreme. Can you not predict her movements?
Normally, yes. But since your mother breached the Sanctum, my sense of the future has grown volutinous in nature.
Is that another language, or...?
Fuzzy. My predictions are fuzzy. For the first time as Sorcerer Supreme, I cannot foresee how the future unfolds, and with my apprentice in danger, we cannot tarry.
Yeah, listen, don't worry. I'm on it. We're on it.
Your sanctum will survive. We shall see to that.
Indeed. The Sanctum Sanctorum has weathered its fair share of trouble over the years. Blaze storms, a few short-tempered celestials, that issue with the Zoning Commission. But this time, it feels different. I do not doubt Wanda's capability, but without my predictive acumen, I cannot bolster the wards should she need it. Still, the wards are woven into the Sanctum's very essence. They should hold. In any case, all will be revealed with time. I suggest we make use of it while it still functions.
Again, I'm not 100% sure of the utility of these wards, given that they seem to allow dudes to run in off the street.
As much as I'd love to hear a first-hand account.
Okay, so apparently we're gonna have like very very thin relationship systems here too.
About time.
Not just about time, Mr. Brooks. Time, space, reality, the building blocks of magic. All must be constant for my portals to work properly. Yet as we now know, that is no longer the case.
We've heard.
Several times.
Otherwise, I would still be hunting dread maidens in my sleep.
Indeed. And while I certainly appreciate the view of this vista, I fail to see how it will hasten our return to the Sanctum.
Magic is the answer.
No, as I've just stated, magic is the problem.
Your magic is... not ours. The ground you are standing on exists within two worlds. A mystical anchor point to Ileana's realm that allows her to... well, I'll just let her show you.
Okay, that was pretty rad until she started talking again. I assume it would have been more rad at like a decent frame rate. Well, I'm just gonna jam myself into this big Kool-Aid portal. Did I do it? I assume we're portaling. It's probably very bright in the Kool-Aid dimension. So, you know, it'll any moment now we'll be on the other side. Probably. I have to say, I do hope that once we're a little deeper into the game, I hope that the pace of the gameplay stuff speeds up a little bit. Because we've had like one actual fight in almost an hour, and this thing does seem like it has hung, maybe. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to pause the recording here. And UI moved a little bit. Maybe we're almost there. It does feel like maybe this should be like a loading screen kind of moment. So y'all know I love Firaxis, but it does tend to be the case that like right on release, stuff's a little shaky. I wish it was not so much the practice in the video game industry to announce a release date like a million years ahead of time and then just be contractually obligated to release on that date no matter the state of the product.
Nexus of all realities, both real or otherwise. A chaotic but secret realm beyond the influence of Lilith. Thus far.
Are you certain of that? Because I am sensing all kinds of...
dark energy. That feeling you're being watched. General hellhole vibe?
Yes.
All these potentialities converging at once? Truly surprising feat, Miss Rasputin. For someone so young, of course.
You think this is crazy? Wait until you see Manhattan.
From here, magic can open gateways to just about anywhere on our planet, and beyond. We don't want to risk punching through the wards protecting your sanctum, Doctor, so we've chosen a safe exit a few blocks over instead.
Oof, MMO NPC walk, huh?
Worse than the last time.
It was just a simple miscommunication.
Ocean Avenue. I said Ocean Avenue, Magic.
So they put us through like a big load there for 3 seconds of me walking down a bridge. It feels like they could have just loading screened us to the other side of this loading screen, right? Maybe like a little bit of cutscene. I suppose if the game was running as smooth as they no doubt intended it to run, probably this wouldn't seem like an issue. I'll, between episodes here, I'll look into, updating drivers, just make sure everything on my end is as slick as can be to minimize the amount of sitting around that we're doing here. But if it keeps being the case that every load is this long, I'll probably do some editing as well. So every hero has a legendary Midnight Sun ability and Midnight Sun suit that can be gained if the hunter is at maximum friendship with that hero. Why would that give them the ability to wear different clothing? Video game stuff. The answer is video game stuff. It is not a diegetic restriction. But I don't know. I think it's very weird for Firaxis to decide to lean out of the stuff that they're traditionally good at and known for and into stuff that's like very... It would be one thing to get kind of experimental with it in service of, the tactics, in service of the gameplay. it's kind of a different thing to be like, well, what if we just made like a BioWare game on top of our tactics game? Like this is well trod ground already. All right, I'm gonna pause the recording, and I'll see y'all again in a second on the other side of this loading screen.
Hey, I'm walking here. All I ate today was a bagel.
Well, at least we know the wards of protection are still in place.
For now.
I suggest we hurry.
Arm Alpha in position. No one's getting through.
Welcome to New York.
Okay, I'm still at a boo out of 10 on this dialogue. I really like the suggestion there that this guy, the Hydra officer, gives a shit about his job, and that really separates him from the rest of the Hydra people, for whom it's just a gig, man, you know?
Good news, but I'm seeing minimal Hydra resistance between you and the Sanctum.
You mean beyond
Looks
these
can be
guys,
deceiving,
or?
I'm afraid. There's no way these foot soldiers are behind the disruption of the wards of protection.
Okay, lifesteal, that's cool. Forceful knockback in any direction, is that the... Okay, no, this is just normal knockback. If the Winds of Watum drop somebody, you get a card play back. I don't think I had noticed that before. This requires a discard. So does that symbol, this draw one, this card, is that Blade? Is that what that symbol is? Yeah, you can see this guy's targeting Blade. I mean, that seems fine. I don't know, our hand does not seem spectacular. Can we reasonably get some knockdowns? Is this fellow a minion here? Where's Strange right now? Yeah, this works. So will it give me the card draw if I knock out a person who isn't the primary target? I should hope so, from the wording.
Maybe you should teach me.
Okay, cool, yes. That's pretty good then. This guy's too far from... Yeah, he's too far from the other goon. Well, I would like to... I guess we'll just, yeah, shove him into this electrical box.
Never seen that before.
Alright, they won't act on their turn. If they take damage, it wakes them up, though. So it's more of a sleep effect in traditional parlance. So this does 20 damage. Obviously, we want to build up for that. I guess let's make them bleed.
Should get the blood moving.
Okay, I was kind of hoping we were going to draw another, like, normal attack. Well, we should be able to just, like, jump the big dude, right?
No more games.
Bit surprised they all still have their heads.
Only a 2-point bleed, unfortunately. So it seems like it doesn't matter where we stand. Like, it's not worth running just to so that would cost 2. That would cost only 1. You have how much HP left? Just 10. You're on 15. You know what? I would love to actually kill this dude. Yeah, this will work, right? Okay, that's a cool way for that to work. I'm not trying to target a location to move to anymore. I want to use the thing. There we go.
Watch me.
Interesting. Didn't actually use the environmental object basically at all in that. That was just jumping on a guy, but I'll take it.
I will not fail. That's not supposed to hurt. More warm bodies on the way.
We need like attacks of opportunity.
Your area seems to be growing. Let's assume that's not a good thing.
Okay, I'm gonna need some like real attacks here.
I feel the hand of my mother at work here.
Yeah, there we go. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So let's just quick strike some random nerd. How much health do you have? 20? Yeah.
Here it comes.
I know the bleed is wasted here, but
Kiss the mother with that
I
mouth.
care about the card play a great deal more. And then, yeah, maybe we just want to like pick some cards back up, right?
This should aid me in my fight.
Okay, it only gets back the normal, right? Because these cards are attacks and these are heroic. Okay, fair enough. Well, I do feel like we should feast. Oof, boy, the camera, the camera rotations are so aggressive. Do I want to redraw off something like? Yeah.
Who's next?
I wonder if at some point here I'm going to get a little bit more like fine-tuned control over the composition of the pile of cards that I'm drawing out of.
You asked for it.
Probably shouldn't put all of my XP on Blade. Hold on. I have no idea, because it's not showing us the XP gains all the time. I have no idea if you get XP just by performing actions in combat or if it's only when you knock enemies out.
Misguided as they are, remember, Hydra is still human, Hunter. Not Lilith.
You were saying?
The lifeblood of the mother pumps through our veins. The mother is eternal. Hydra is eternal.
Wanna bet?
Wanda!
Wards! Weakening! Cannot let them fail!
I mean, this was the situation before.
Association is not going to like this.
No.
I'll handle it.
Not.
We do not fear your magic, little wizard.
Okay, we get to fight a real enemy. Hell yeah. Symbiote binds can be broken by attacking them with hero abilities, as you might expect. They do not forecast which hero they intend to attack, may attack multiple times in their turn. Watch out, just be ready for that, I guess.
Escalated quickly. Do I even want to know what that beast is?
It calls itself Venom. Until now, a pale imitation of a very heroic young friend of mine.
We will feed your ugly tongue to the spider. Marinated in his stomach juices and eat it with his spleen.
Sure. Why wouldn't you, right?
Your mother abandons you.
I wonder if the number of quick cards that we have is always going to be so high. So, if I hurl this at the barrel, does the barrel actually do anything, or is it just an attack on its own? I'm gonna see if whipping this thing into the general direction of this barrel actually does anything. Melee attacks against fallen Venom can activate Symbiote Skin. He'll bind the next hero who melees him. Okay, use range or area attacks to reset it. We can do that. I mean, in theory. So it's interesting that these don't actually have the word melee on them anywhere, though we know this is a melee attack. But that kind of stuff should definitely be like tagged explicitly on the thing. So our last two attacks, unfortunately, we didn't have anything ranged. I need to just draw something. Let's redraw, because Blade's got some stuff. That's not going to do it. I'm going to redraw off of this. I think I'd rather hold on to the strike, frankly. Okay, no dice. What if I just hurl a thing at him? Is that a viable way to go here? Okay, so I can't, like, throw this. Well, we haven't used our normal move yet, right? Can I just back Strange off, maybe? Alright, it's a lot of fanfare for one of the most basic actions in the game.
Get ready.
Okay, that works. And then we hit him with a thing that chains.
Pain only makes us hungry.
So we get the effect of it having been multiple attacks, but it doesn't actually do the multiple attacks. That's a shame. Just from a making the ability feel impactful perspective. Okay, well, I guess that answers that question. You get XP every time you use an ability, regardless of whether it actually kills enemies. Okay, if you have more heroism, it does more damage, but I definitely think we should just hit it.
You've been deceived by Lilith, and it knew very well.
Oh, right, I did wake him up, I suppose. Well, his offense is also reduced. The thing is, heroism is a resource that we hold, right? So I could easily have done that just next turn. I was too eager. I was too eager to hit Venom with an axe. Okay, that was not so worrying. Alright, damage to binding, removed with any damage.
This house belongs to Mother. As you belong.
All damage dealing hero abilities have a chance to become critical when they are drawn. Okay, so the critical effect is applied before you choose to do it, which is nice.
Are the rest of your mother's children so chatty?
I'm afraid you're going to find that they are, Blade.
Thankfully, no.
No time to lick our wounds.
Alright, then we have a couple of quick strikes for the goons.
Hell,
Yep, you got him. It does feel a little silly to like taunt a dude after we've definitely murdered him with a sword. I did like the they're going to die anyway excuse for why it is actually okay to just murder these Hydra goons. And then I threw a box at him. You're gonna have to just trust me on that. I mean, I wonder if this will just stack on top of the existing duration of his thing. Wow, this actually gains us quite a lot of heroism.
Hold the light's gift.
I needed that.
Okay, so it did just add two turns to the thing instead of setting the duration to 2 turns, like a fresh 2 turns, which is good to know. Also, real weird line for Blade to say it's always wind or rings with you on the one attack we have that is not either of those things.
You are within our reach.
Ooh. Yep, okay.
Banish you.
That's my bad. I did leave myself in a position where it was easy for him to punch one character into another. Perhaps a compelling reason to actually use my move.
This is gonna get messy.
So, let's see if taking Venom down ends the combat instantly.
Thing yet. Might be smarter to pull back until we know what we're up against
What's
here.
he got left? 24?
Surrender. Be eaten. Fill our belly with your tasty fear.
I shall fill your belly with my blade, demon.
I mean, that seems... Blessing of the Vishanti seems pretty good with Strike.
My friends. Even a sorcerer supreme has room to grow.
I'm just gonna give him both, right? And then I don't know for sure whether it's safe to hit him with whip, but I guess let's find out.
It would seem Lilith chose poorly.
Hooray for overkill! I wonder what that actually means mechanically. Like, what do we get out of that?
No escape from me, demon.
Hold up. We don't know what we're dealing with yet.
Being friendly. Seemed like you folks could use a hand, Doc.
We probably don't need 2 different references to that gag in the first 5 seconds.
Eddie, what happened to you? That's sort of a horrifyingly terrible new look. The tongue was gross enough, but whoa! Someone is extra touchy today.
We will rip your face off and suck the marrow from your bones!
Always nice to see you too, buddy. So, I'm thinking your friends here could use a little break. How about I take Eddie Eddie here for his afternoon walk. Don't worry, Doc. That's just his way of saying he cares!
Given the way they framed this shot, you could very clearly see that Venom is attaching his symbiote line straight up to absolutely nothing as he's swinging. Maybe it would have been a good time for sort of a higher camera angle looking down so that is obscured. Another element of this sort of the picking a realistic graphic style that or a realistic art style that I do think is kind of weird is like it really exacerbates all of the places where you're not quite pulling off realism. Like you get away with so much more in a less realistic. Oh, okay, this is kind of fun. And I guess this makes sense, right? They had this effectively they had the prototype for this idea in XCOM 2 already. I'm not going to spend too much time messing with that. We got 150 gloss. Cool. And also a gamma coil that we're not allowed to look at the stats of or what it does. For some reason. Ugh, you're buying gifts to get friendship bonuses and... Okay. Listen, who needs new ideas? Maybe all the ideas have already been thought of. Why not just use other people's ideas? You can probably tell. I'm sorry. I don't mean to come across too salty. I'm having fun so far with the combat. Like it's working for the moment, although I still would like to know like what if there's a way for me to influence what is in my deck or what I'm likely to draw, because I feel like that's an area where there could be a lot of strategy, but they're like really slow rolling us into the mechanics here, and so it's hard for me to tell if that's a thing we will be able to do, but we just can't yet, or if it is going to remain like completely opaque and random forever. So hard to know. Also, it's so hard to know which of the loads are going to be like 30 seconds and which are going to be a couple of minutes. It's looking like maybe one of the latter. I'll see y'all on the other side of it. Okay, that was a full 5 minutes in case you were curious.
Congratulations.
New world or not, some things remain unchanged.
The look.
What look?
Boldly charging headfirst into the jaws of your enemy. Courageously risking the lives of yourself and your teammates. Just to play the hero. This is the Fire Dragon all over again.
Fire Dragoon. My memories may be fragmented, but as I recall, I killed the bastard.
And all it cost was a village.
Of course. I see it now. The look.
Cut him some slack. It wasn't that simple.
It never is. Which is why I sent you to help. If Spider-Man hadn't come along today, we could have lost far more than
the Sanctum?
Or Wanda.
She means I could have died. Again, putting an end to her eternal crusade against my mother.
You've been through a lot. For now, it's enough that you all made it back in one piece. More or less. We'll talk more later. Get some rest.
Okay. Hey, we're gaining friendship XP. I love friendship. It is a really weird interaction though. Like if Spider-Man hadn't shown up, you could have been killed. You know, assuming that Blade and Doctor Strange, who were right there, were just completely AFK. They would not have been present for the situation at all. there's a lot of ginned up conflict in that last scene. It's just like, well, we need this interaction to go a certain way. We want this character trope to occur where you get scolded. So we're just going to pretend that it happened rather than actually setting it up. Or all right, our map is glowing. Why is our map glowing? So we took note of the chest that we saw earlier. We have lots of fast travel, which is nice. Is this just like this is just going to be like the hub world where we explore between missions and not like? I'm assuming we're not going to have like actual combat in here anywhere.
That was a complete fiasco.
What are you talking about? We did a great job.
It would have been far worse had Spider-Man not arrived when he did.
This is Doctor Strange confirming that he was not going to help.
Pissed that Venom had actually eaten a hunter.
Yes, one disaster averted. But we still need to figure out how to get Wanda and the Sanctum back.
What?
Not the outcome I envisioned for our first mission together, but you know what they say. Any mystical battle you can teleport away from.
They do say that. That's true. Okay, so it's not like meaningful interactions when we can talk to people just on the map. You know what? I think this is maybe where we're going to just call it for today. I think that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. My hope is to have, roughly in the neighborhood of another hour of gameplay every weekday until we have saved the entire world and the very fabric of magic itself from Lilith, who we assume is intimidating. Not been given like a ton of concrete reasons why yet, but everybody seems very intimidated. So come back next time tomorrow for more of that, and we'll see you then.